What up, YouTube? This is Mr. Willis, and this is Waking Up with Mr. Willis. Back at you with another video. I believe a very important video. Yeah, it's a very important video due to the time, due to the circumstances, due to all the information that's out there, due to the lies. I mean, man, I could go on and on about that little part. But yeah. I'm gonna talk about knowing who you are real quick, and me knowing who I am. I guess to get this apart across. I noticed in my lifetime of growing, I'm 47 years old. I don't care about revealing my age or being ashamed of saying how old I am. Born in 1979, feel like the last of my breed in that era. Um, yeah, to get to this point where knowing who you are, as in, this is what led me to this point. I got a memory bank of how every encounter in my life went, right? Every encounter, every girlfriend I dealt with, every person that I encountered, every person I crossed, I could remember what they said. If they offered me any kind of truth or knowledge or anything, I could remember, right? And I tally all that stuff, right, to get to this point in my life to be like, a lot of these people was straight deceivers, distractors. They came in my life, still killed, and basically to destroy, right? And I question that. And I always question why it led up to and you know who you are. You know your heart, right? And they will say something too, right? Because they think they know the Bible, but they don't know the Bible. They might have read it, but people don't know the Bible, right? That's different, right? So they will throw some scriptures, right, to justify their meaning of what they're saying to you, right? But then it's flipped upside down. They come up to you with the upside down method, right? So you notice all these different things, right? Like I said, I'm 47. And I might repeat things, just to get things across. Raw dog. This is me being raw and as simple to get my message across. That's what simplicity, because I believe the creator is simplicity. It's simple. I get back to this again because I keep going back, and tally up all these different things in the different encounters and different things people say to you. But they always want to keep you in that lower state, right? In the sunken place, I believe. Get Out is a good movie that people check it out. They try to keep me in that sunken place of not knowing who I am, but at the same time, I ask why they do what they do, and it comes out to they must know they see. And you always hear that they see the light, they see the shine in a person if they have the shine, because they know they don't have the shine. They know what they have done, and maybe they're ashamed of what they have done. I don't know. Maybe I do know, but I'm just throwing some things out there, right? So, like I said, keeping a recollection, and I'm speaking for people who've been through this thing, right? My testimony is for you to stand up for yourself and recognize who you are in this crazy matrix of a world, right? So, tally up all these encounters, right? Everything people say. And then it just all boils down to those things like kill, steal, or destroy. Keep me in a sunken place. You know what I mean? But at the same time, when they did all those things and everything they did was a telltale on themselves, right? So it'd be like, oh, you see something, you know something. What do you know? What do you know? I gotta go ask why, what, you know? And it came back to this point and this conclusion of life to get this answer about who you are and what resides within you. And loving yourself, treat yourself well, right? And they notice things about yourself. They come around you, they see how you carry yourself, they see how you bounce back. So that led me to know okay, it's something about me, right? And those push me to all the points of like loving myself, knowing myself, right? And seeing all the things that I've done, the great things that I've done before people or for people, on the side of people, on the behalf of people, because I loved you. I did some extraordinary things to keep that relationship alive, I can say, right? And then always get the same chatter behind the scene, the same spirit, the same thing. Like, why keep eating, going to the same thing with the people? Why? Why? I show love. I don't get love back. Right? I do the great thing. They don't accomplish me as none of my accomplishments people came and stole. I didn't record songs and I didn't heard them on the radio. I didn't came up with ideas as in products and I see products today coming out. These were my products that I thought of. I wrote them down and all this, right? I didn't sing what else I had seen. Like I said, songs, the designs on clothes, I didn't sing. And it was one more thing that I had seen that I noticed. So it's like, okay, if all these things that I noticed I done, I even wrote a play for the mission one time. Me and two other guys. You know, most part, me and one guy wrote it off. The other guy was pretty much basically there to just help out assist. But wrote it from beginning to the end and put it on for the mission, and it was great. Got the people together, and then you know what happened? Somebody came and stole the idea and took the credit. Right. So these things constantly happening, constantly. And then it just be like, I notice these things, but no one is giving me the love that should be that's I feel like I deserve, I could say, right? Because I give a love and I extend a hand. So I guess it should be given and extended back, right? But it's not like that. It's always dragging through the mud, lying on your name. Uh, he did this, he did that. When most part they was the ones probably did something and you had a final reaction to whatever they did because I'm a person they say Aquarius hold water. Okay, I am a person that holds things in. Things happen, hold it in and react when it's the last minute because maybe I had enough or maybe because we're grown now. We got grown and it's time for all that petty dissing and that player hating, all that little stuff that we did in high school to end because we're grown adults. Treat me like that, but people doesn't want to do that. They don't want to take heed to your information, your wisdom, your discernment, right? Because you know you got all this, right? And I question why all these people come in my life and do this, from girlfriend, family to family trying to do harm to me, and they know what they did. Friends trying to do harm to me on the behalf of family, on behalf of trying to get paid. And everybody doing it on the behalf of greed and trying to get paid. Right? But in the midst of all this, right, you still believe in yourself. Knowing yourself is good. You knowing you're putting out good work. But it's not being received. Why? Why are they not receiving the love the most high put within me? Why are they not receiving it? I believe within me, I carry the truth, right? Love and honesty, but all I get is hate and betrayal and heartbreak. In the 47 years I've been living, right? 47 years, right? I can remember when, like I said, I could remember. So if you remember, don't let nobody doubt you, tell you otherwise. If you love yourself, believing in yourself, because that's where it starts, right? And I'm just saying, this is what I'm gathering. right? Let me see. Let me tell you a little story about a couple of incidents that happened recently, where it's a guy that lived in my building. Um, I constantly see him whenever it's an argument, whenever it's loud shouting outside. You go outside, it's always catches him being the one running to his car today, and he gonna get a bat. I'm gonna get a weapon. I'm gonna do this and that and the third. So I see it, and I always catch him. So me, I believe I am a peacemaker. So I see something like that, I will have a kind word or interjection or de-escalate the situation to the best of my ability using words, right? So I see him the two times I did say something like, bro, man, let the, an older guy and a younger guy. So the younger guy was with the bat, and the older guy didn't. So you could shut up, I'm bust your head, shut up, bust your head. And that's what I hear. So that's what got me to come outside. So I come outside, hey man, but man, let the old man live. Old man, come on, man, just go and watch your way, man. Let him live, bro. Let him live. Another incident where I had to tell him, oh man, let him live, right? Whatever. So a third time I go to my mailbox and the guy is pacing in by the mailbox area. So I guess he wanted to use this time to confront me, but he not knowing when I come prepared for because I came to de-escalate this other situation. Like, man, I need to talk to this dude straight to his face. Like, man, this is not going to work out for you because you constantly telling the person you going to your trunk, you're going to do this and you're going to do that. So that gives them time to prepare for whatever you get, or somebody ain't gonna let you do that. So I just basically broke that down to him, like, look, bro, everybody not gonna go for that. I'm just telling you, an older guy, you're my age. You know what I mean? To come, I come spreading peace. That's what I tell him. So that's why I said, I told you, let the old man live. And then first we started arguing because he like, oh, what you yelling at me? And this, that, and the third. And I'm thinking like, bro, how can a grown man get another man attention without yelling and using my voice? Right? And I have to use my voice. You're not a female, right? So that's why I said, that's why I came with the tone of a man to another man, right? You know, and I'm like, some people ain't gonna allow you to do what you're doing. All I heard for the second time was, oh, let me go to my trunk. And then I come outside as you. And I have to tell you, like, bro, something is telling me it's not going to be a third time with you. No, yeah, this is what I told him. On the second time, I told him it's not going to be a third time with you. So it goes into the present day, and it shows me maybe I do got some type of discernment because now he's in another incident where he got into it with a younger dude now that lives in the building. Now the younger dude from a gang supposed to be got his gang ready for him, and you can see him lurking outside. And I don't know if they're waiting on the guy to come outside, but I can see things transpiring. See people faces I never seen before, lurking, moving around, honey traps, walking back and forth. I see this stuff out of nowhere. So I'm just like, because he had told me like, yeah, me and old boy got into it. He said he gonna get his gang, and this, and he gonna do this to me, and I'm just like, because you said all this thing about going to the trunk. People think you violent. They think you. So what they gonna do when they get into it with you? They gonna somebody matching your energy, and I can see it on his face, like he's scared now because shit is getting real. You know what I mean? So okay, what was the other incident? So that's just a great incident to show I'm a lot of things. I am a peacemaker. I am gifted. I am touched by God. You know what I mean? And it's many of us touched. They see the light, they see the shine. That's why they do all the things they done. And an incident I wanted to talk about that gave me even more clarity. Because all these incidents is just giving me clarity. And we in a time where it's clear as day who is who. And I feel if you gotta wake up to what's going on. And I'm gonna get into some current things, right? So I'm gonna explain this last little thing. Dealing with a female, a friend, trying to talk to her, and I get in a mode where I can express myself even better and better, right? So I've been in that mode with her, and I was expressing myself, and really talking about things where she get an understanding of who I am. Because I notice people say that too. Who are you? Like we didn't make contact. Like, man, who are you? Like who you really are? Who? And I just like brush past. I don't hear things, but I hear. Right. So she say that, and then when I'm trying to say certain things or try to get through and explain, like the Adam and Eve story and how it is taking in place in present day, that's why we're back and forth with our ladies. It's the Adam and Eve story. You know, you could take it for a story, you could take it for a metaphor, you could take it for what it is. But everybody knows it and understands it, right? Where somebody come along, tell you, pillow talk you about your man, say he ain't this, he ain't that. You know what I mean? He don't know nothing. Why you listening to this dude? He ain't got no money. It's the same talk that happened in Eve. And that's why Eve told the creator when he came and spoke to them, she didn't say the devil deceived her. She said the devil, she didn't say violate. I gotta think of the word because the wording is what we gotta pay attention to. But I can think of the word, but what she basically said is the devil took the he tricked her. I don't want to say he took the punani, but he aggressively disrespected her, right? Showing her things she shouldn't have known, right? Doing things, vile things to her, right? That's why she said the devil deceived me. This damn, I see. I'm drawing a blank. I can't think of this word, but I'm not gonna stop talking because I can. But not deceive, not violate. Damn, what is the word? But it makes basically saying the same thing. The devil ravaged her, right? So I'm believing in that incident because everything on this plane is physical. So that means he had to come in a physical form, right? And I believe Adam and Eve before that point wasn't having babies through sex. I believe after the devil did what he did, that's why the curses came on upon Eve and said, you will bleed for this many months. You will be doing this because Eve most likely was pregnant by the, oh, talking too much. So that's what a lot of different stories could have came in. Once she was touched by Satan and the ex she was touched by. I'm just saying, I don't know. Right? But all right, yeah, I'm done and getting off the point. But it's the same story taking place in modern day, and that's why I'm basically talking to her like, y'all allow other men with the smoke and mirrors come and talk to you and get in your ear. But what's good for you, what you need, you don't want it. You don't want what you need, right? You want what what you want. But that's not what you need because what you need is going to sustain you more than what you want. But you so caught up in wants and your desires, you missing the whole play, right? So they go for the man with the smoke and mirrors, the devilish nigga, the smooth talker, talk, you know, basically talk your baby mama out of her panties because she's so delusional and the message that he bring. And when I come across with my messages, I'm not finna try to point the finger at anybody because I don't want people to feel left out. This is the point of correct. Check yourself before you wreck yourself situation, right? Check yourself before you wreck yourself. You know, this is pretty much what it's about, right? So, yeah, I'm going all over the board, but we're gonna get back to the point of all them situations. Let me know who I am, the things I've been through, the things I've seen, to get to this point several times over in life to teach, to talk to. There's some deceiver, something happens, somebody comes, some, and it's always a energy vampire. They say that if it's not real, I have people come in, we ain't did nothing but chill talk. They leave, I feel drained and don't want to record, don't want to, like, they drain you. Then some people feel good, you feel energized about them. And some people just don't feel nothing, right? That's why this everything is this is a physical plane. You can feel it, you know it. So At this point in your life, you need to know who you are and keep believing in yourself, like Kanye West said. Speak more of the truth over yourself, right? And then you might can display it better than I can, because I'm just a messenger trying to, deliver the mail. It's like my first day on the route, and I'm trying to get all these addresses right, trying to get all these letters to the right place through here, right? And yeah, just add up what you've been through, right? You know, I know there's many more out there that's like that. That should be, you know. But I learned too, you could be the only one in your town. So that's why it says, if you get persecuted in your town, you have to flee. And that's a true statement. And that's why I left my residence, as in my little city, my little area, my little area I known for being in and walking through and stomping my feet in. I had to leave it. It wasn't hate from everyone, but the hate, it sometimes is so great and the mirror is so foggy, right? From the smoky mirrors. Where the real people is, they can't see through it because they behind it, right? They behind the mirror, they behind the smoke. And then you know who's in front of it? You know who's in front of it? Everybody who's trying to make sure you fall, right? And everybody who's trying to make sure you fall works for that hidden hand that's out there, that's maneuvering, that's pulling the strings, right? Let me see. Yeah, I think I gave y'all a lot on this because I want you to know who you are, believe in yourself. I'm not here to question, I don't question myself. I let them do what they do, but I told them now, I hear you talking. I hear you mumbling. I feel you, like beyond any measure of a doubt, right? Um, and I'm a simple man, simplicity. So I'm gonna explain things and just make things make sense to you. I'm not gonna convince you of anything, but I'm gonna break it down as minute as I can and make it make sense to you. And if anybody denies it, what really is the sense of the science behind this, of what makes sense for things to keep going and transpire and developing in the physical realm, it got to make sense. Creator is simplicity and simple. It's nothing hard about this, right? Um, yeah, it's nothing. And follow what makes sense. I want to say for the people who believe in themselves, keep going, is about more or less influence, because influence lasts longer than money, right? It does. And yeah, I wanted to say something else, man. I did want to say something else. And I do this too. I'm sorry if repetition, they say. I do this to get through to you like I'm talking to one of my people, one of my friends, one of my homies, one of my loved ones, somebody I'm concerned about. I'm doing all this because I am concerned of where we going, where we headed. If I don't want to say get it right because people be offended. I don't want to say wake up. Oh, that'd be better where we headed if we don't finish the mission. That's why Nipsey said the marathon. If we don't finish the marathon, because it's this keeps on going, right? But if you want it to be here, it's got to be something changed. As in, it got to be love, people. It got to be honesty and truth. If there is a glimpse of time, right? Um, yeah, I don't want to keep dragging. I love the people, man, so I could keep going. And oh, it's not that long. So I got 25 minutes of your time. Now I want y'all to like, share, and subscribe, right? Because this is going to be the rawest thing, you know. And I can't give it to you no other way. Like I'm talking sincerely to the people, like what I want to say. Oh, to the creations, to the creation. Because the creator created, right? And he created a creation that they said it came from the dust, came from the dirt, right? I'm reaching those, right? And I want to go, this is why I'm gonna lead this, right? Knowing who you are, knowing yourself. I think I covered that. I covered a multitude of things in this video, right? Just freely talking, right? But this is what I wanted to cover, right? And one thing I wanted to get off my chest, because this is allegedly, but this is what I feel is the truth. So, but it's allegedly happening, right? And I say that for, let me see, you gotta, so my video won't get, but this is allegedly, and it's current event, right? And I want to talk about the missing children and all the melanated kids that's coming up missing in this time of day with no backdrop and no story. They know who you are, right? They know your children, and something is going on where Project 2030 is what I wanted to mention. Bear with me when I say this, and this could be a legend. Project 2030, right? Or 2032, 2030 is the year when the real deal, right, reveal themselves, right? The real deal, because we might have something trying before that, but 2030 is pretty much the final destination. The time when they said you have until this year to do this and that and the third, right? They know people are the special people, right? Right? So they is before the 2030 drops, hear me clear, they want to get rid of a certain demographic of people through whatever means necessary. Incarceration, suicidal, violence, bad eating, all these things ramping up for a particular race, the last of the last, right? The last of the last, right? I just hope you get what I'm spitting. So this is what I'm saying to the people: just keep your kids close, keep them in the house. I would even take my kids out of school for the next 4 years and homeschool them. Everything from the next point on, and I'm talking to my people, but it should be exclusive to your household. No partying, your kids can't, none of that, they going nowhere. You better keep them in your back pocket. And this is a message. This is a wise message. Cover your door with the blood. Please, people. And I'm ending with that. So yeah, this is Mr. Willis, man. I went deep, and um, yeah, I went deep in myself on this, but it's just more to come. I'ma just talk natural to the people. I don't know any other way to do it. Um, I think I done did said enough right there. Like, you know, I think I know just a little too much somehow. And let's see, can we get these messages to the people, man? So this is Mr. Willis. Like, share, subscribe, and like I said, you just been awoken. Peace. Have a good one.